In the back of the number 99 car's hauler, these two engineers are hard at work, helping Carl Edwards, NASCAR's top driver in points, stay at the top of his game. Yes, winning a race takes skill, of course, but equally as important is the car's performance, and that's dependent upon the data his crew collects before, during, and after the race. But there's a lot of it, from fuel mileage and lap times to aerodynamics and even braking efficiency.
You can feed somebody everything that's going on with the race car, and then if people don't know what to look at or how to mine out the useful stuff, I think that's really important, is using what we have. And sometimes too much data can be misleading, and then you're like, well, you follow this path that says, oh, we think we should be doing this, and essentially you've misled yourself because you have too much. So that's a little tricky too.
Data is collected from sensors on the track as well as in the cars, especially on the tires, because a race can come down to who uses their tires best.
The sensors that we put on the car have become more sophisticated and have gone in more places. All of the teams now and all the manufacturers, use what are called wheel force transducers, which we didn't use much. It was much more of a science experiment 5 years ago. Now they're used more regularly, and that measures all the loads coming in right at the tire rather than elsewhere in the chassis. We used to do much more detailed testing 5 years ago, 6 years ago, and then NASCAR banned that. Now NASCAR requires a Goodyear tests the tire for us, and we have to use the data that they give us. It's much more limited, and so it becomes how to best use that data now. And that's definitely something that, coming from the tire side of things, personally, I would say, hey, we're missing the boat here, because, nobody ever does the testing quite like you would want them to. So, you deal with what you got. We're all in that same boat together. All the teams get all of the same data.
So these engineers have a wish list for what they'd like to see in NASCAR down the road.
If you could control a racetrack like you could an ice skating rink and do different track temps, and then from there, see how your tires change just due to track temp. Yeah. That would be weeks, years worth of just geeky studying.
It would be nice to have data on the car during the race weekend, but NASCAR doesn't allow that, to really make sure that what we're fighting is indeed what we should be fighting. Sometimes what the data shows is a problem, what the driver says is a problem, isn't always the same thing. So we work hard to make sure all of that correlates.
If data is only as important as the quality of your driver, that's all I have to say. So the driver really helps to make the data work. But that's just my opinion. So
thoughts right there.
Yes, we have thoughts. Maybe not say those on the record.